Global Television, building the nation.
We talk about the Civil War, but we seem to ignore the fact that it was the manipulation of ethno-religious sentiment that eventually boiled over into that tragedy.
I think this is a negative part of what we're experiencing.
No shooting anymore.
We must come together as Nigerians.
We are brothers and sisters. Nigeria first before your politics.
We're all engaged in trying to keep the country united.
For a nation to develop, conflicts must be minimized.
Peace and stability is extremely important for
my hope and prayer is that the Nigerian of our dream will be achieved.
A very good day to you once again, and thank you for joining us on Building the Nation on Global TV, Star Times Channel 276. My name is Kemi Ashikwan. It's a pleasure to be here again. Today on Building the Nation, we will be looking at entertainment as a way to build the nation. And I'm sure some people will ask me why. Well, it is said that where words leave off, music begin. On the show today, I will be speaking with a veteran in the entertainment industry who has made his mark on the sands of time. Beyond that, he has also etched his name in gold in the entertainment scene with regards to entertainment and societal uplifting. In a moment, I will take a break, and then when we do come back, you will get to meet my guest.
Global Television, building the nation.
We talk about the Civil War, but we seem to ignore the fact that it was the manipulation of ethno-religious sentiment that eventually boiled over into that tragedy.
I think this is a negative part of what we're experiencing.
No shooting anymore.
We must come together as Nigerians.
We are brothers and sisters. Nigeria first before your politics.
We're all engaged in trying to keep the country united.
For a nation to develop, conflicts must be minimized.
peace and stability is extremely important for
my hope and prayer is that the Nigerian of our dream will be achieved.
Welcome back. My guest today is a veteran in the entertainment industry. He's not just a veteran in the entertainment industry, he also holds a degree in media and communications. Beyond that, he's studying for his PhD at the Pan Atlantic University in media and communications. So beyond being on the camera and practicing as a media practitioner, he's also doing what it takes. That is studying it in the forward, in the school, okay, to ensure that when we say Dr. Kali Ikpe is not just a practicing entertainer, he is also someone who holds a degree, a doctorate degree in that field. A very good day to you. Kali Ikpe, it's good to have you in the studio.
Kemi, I'm honored to be here.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
You know, at the time we were talking outside, I was saying something about how I used to watch you in the 90s, and at the time when you want to present your own music program, you know, all of us will gather because that's when we know that this musical show, you know, that will tell us about the latest songs in town, you know, will be on air. You have moved on from that now to Kali Ikpe, and at that time I was really young, okay? So I must let
You're still young.
You know, and here you are. You're not just an entertainer before the camera. You're also someone studying in that field. Why are you going for a PhD in media and communications?
Well, I've always been a communicator. Let's say it's a thing of gift, and it's a thing of skills, and it's an industry that I like, and I've always been around it from the beginning. And so naturally, when the opportunity to study came calling, my natural inclination was to stay by media and communication with some persons who call mass in some other schools. Of course, I did my PhD in mass communication, University of Lagos too, before I went to the Pan Atlantic University to go and do my MSc in media and communication, the same institution for which I've been doing my PhD program.
Okay.
Yeah, the media and communication. So media and communication just helps me become a better communicator that I've always been doing. So it is about trying to improve yourself.
Okay, let's look at how you got into the media, especially at the time when I was much younger. I know that your show was about the only musical show that I knew of at that time. So how did you get into the media at that time? That didn't seem like an easy thing to do.
No, you see, that's about the biggest honor I've ever gotten in my life. In the 90s, I think in 1992 or so, the then general manager of NTA2 Channel 5, Mrs. Jennifer Njomdi and Dim, had requested, having seen a previous clip of something I had done in the past, that I should join them at NTA2 Channel 5 to succeed Olisa Adibwa as presenter of Super Sounds. Before then, I'd always imagined that you needed to know someone or be heavily connected somewhere or to bribe to get a thing or two or that kind of stuff. But here was I, and insisting that, Kali, you have to do this. They insist that you have to do this. And what is this for real? And I went on. From the audition, it was slammed on TV. I said, oh, this is how badly these guys needed this to happen. So it's an honor I will never forget for the rest of my life. And I think it kind of reignited my passion in entertainment, meaning someone reckons with what you're doing and thinks you're doing it very, very well, to the extent of giving you in Lagos, you're being singled out.
An express entry.
Wonderful. It's something I would never forget. I would never forget. So that's, for me, that was actually the major foray into the broadcast entertainment.
But then how did
basically.
she find you? Where?
There was this person, or there's this person called Ime James, who I had worked with. He had an independent program to which they gave me a segment to present, a music segment to present, and then she had seen it a couple of times and then got hooked.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's how it happened.
Now, entertainment in '92, there were very few Nigerian songs at that time. Unlike entertainment in 2023, right? We have gone almost, I don't want to call it full circle, but we have gone through different vistas in our music evolution as a nation. There was the days of Monica, if Monica no kill me, I no go die again, right?
Julian Pretty.
You know, and then there was the day of Bolanle, and then there was the day of Mr. Loverman is not,
no, that's
not Nigerian. I'm trying to get Blackie.
Jamaica.
Roseanne, can I have a dance, right? And today, we're doing, if you don't get money, okay, that's not today, but somewhere along the line we have the, if you don't get money, hide your face. You know, we've gone through the Nigeria Jaga Jaga, you know, and we have come now to, let me see, I'm trying to remember the songs that we have today. But
the Wizkid, the Burna Boys,
the Burna Boys, the Tiwa Savage, and all of that.
And the rest of the
we have evolved, and there are now more Nigerian artists. But for you as a veteran who saw the music industry evolve, what's your take? Are we growing, or have we reached the climax and are we retrogressing?
Definitely we're not retrogressing.
Okay.
Again, I must admit that I'm privileged to have been part of the evolution of the music industry. I had my opportunity to make my contributions, encourage as many as possible while doing my thing as a professional. And I've seen the industry at some point look like it was going to nosedive somewhere where it looks like the death of wisdom, of sense, in terms of lyrics. Then afterward, we now saw a serious revolution, more or less, like where it seemed like the world was now looking up to Nigeria to see where it goes. That kind of thing that happened to Jamaicans in the 70s and in the 80s, where reggae music took over everywhere. Now it's Nigeria's turn. And it hasn't just come by accident. It had come by serious commitment, devotion, addiction, if you like, obsession. All of this has happened. So you come from the days of Daddy Fresh, Daddy Shoki, Daniel Wilson, then you now move up to, even Majak Fashek at that particular point in time, then you moved up to the generation as you have them today. You're referring to the Burna Boys of this world.
Maybe we start with the two-face, the phase, the black phase.
Yes.
Then we moved on to the Sound Sultan, may God rest his soul.
Amen.
And then we continue to evolve through that, the African China and all of that, to the Banky W's, and then we got to the Wizkids, and then from the Wizkids, Banky W, MI. The MI, and then we get to the Wizkids, and then the Wizkids give us the Burna Boy, Ashake, and all of that.
Thank you for reminding me how I skipped a whole lot of generations in the past. But I didn't know we had much time to begin to record all of this kind of stuff.
We have about 45 minutes.
But it's fine that you've said all of this stuff. Where we are today, we didn't just jump to this place, definitely. I must admit.
Yeah.
And it is a good representation of what we have always done, gradually, understand, from an expression of passion, business, and to where we are now. Now, okay, go ahead.
I think we're at a good place now, but you mentioned something, lyrical content.
Yeah.
Our lyrical content seems to be all geared towards dancing and maybe just singing. Before now, we used to have lyrical content that will make you think. If you think back at the days of the Sonia days, even in the days of the Two-Face, if they bow, I never wish another man yawa, and stuff like that. We have now moved on to shaky baby, shaky, It seems like we're having a decline in the quality of thought that goes into our music.
Kevin, let me tell you something. The society gets fed with what it is that they crave for at every point in time. Music, by the way, the content of music is beyond lyrics.
Okay.
The rhythm is music. You see, just like they will say in mass communication that even the messenger itself is the message. Who says a thing, no matter what it is that you're saying, who says it matters a whole lot. So what do the people actually want to hear? Remember, even these same persons that are doing these songs themselves have other songs that are loaded with great lyrics.
Okay.
But what do the audience want to hear? That's what gets projected at the end of the day, and that's what you hear. Rarely would you just hear of an artist and that all that he's done in his life is that one song. There are several songs, you understand, but the society has picked the one that they prefer, and that's what they are listening to, and that's what resonates with you, and that's what resonates with them, and that's what you get to hear, and that's what seems like that's how they are projected.
Okay.
But that's not by any means to say that that's the limit to what content means for them.
Okay.
So there's a whole lot that they have done already. It's unfortunate that you just zero in on that particular thing. Remember, media itself goes with sensationalism to sell. That which seems like it's a bit controversial. That's what seems sensational. is what we run away with. These same guys have got content, very, very unbelievable content that if you go listen to, you understand, you hear all of that. But is that what the rest of the world is ready for? One time, I take you somewhere. I started a campaign sometime, campaign against lewdness, obscenity, and denigration of women.
Did you stop it?
Yeah, I stopped.
Why?
I'll tell you why. I saw I wasn't getting the cooperation, and I was told expressly, including women too, that Kali, the woman's body, it's a piece of art that's meant to be appreciated. Kali, I'm sorry, I'm not going to support you with this. What is wrong with that? That's the way it is. So, this is the way. I'm not going to start mentioning it, but I heard a lot of things that, if I tell you somebody, maybe I'll tell you that off record. I was discouraged outrightly because that's what the people want to see. So do your holier than thou videos and that kind of stuff. You're not going to get the eyeballs. You won't get the eyeballs. The people are simply not interested.
And you're producing for the eyeballs, isn't it?
Yeah, you're producing for the eyeballs.
Okay, you're listening to Building the Nation on Global TV, Star Times Channel 276, and we're looking at entertainment as a way to build the nation with a veteran entertainer, both a video presenter and also someone who's a TV presenter, okay, for many decades, and also someone who is actually studying for his PhD in media and communications at the Pan-Atlantic University. We'll take a quick break, and when we do come back, we're going to look at how, if what you're producing, all right, the people are not interested in, but we want to use entertainment to build the nation, how do we go about it? After this break, do stay with me.
We talk about the Civil War, but we seem to ignore the fact that it was the manipulation of ethno-religious sentiment that eventually boiled over into that tragedy.
I think this is a negative part of what we're experiencing.
There's no shooting anymore.
We must come together as Nigerians.
We are brothers and sisters. Nigeria first before your politics.
We're all engaged in trying to keep the country united.
For a nation to develop, conflicts must be minimized.
Peace and stability is extremely important for
My hope and prayer is that the Nigerian of our dream will be achieved.
Welcome back. You're watching Building the Nation on Global TV, Star Times Channel 276. I am speaking with potential doctor. Yes, he's studying for his doctorate. I'm speaking with Kali Ikpe, who is a veteran in the entertainment industry in Nigeria, and we are looking at using entertainment to build the nation. Before that break, I did mention that we're going to look at how we can possibly use entertainment to build our nation, Nigeria. I'd like us to take a look at the United States, for example. Their musical content, maybe not the lyrical content of all their songs, but the way their songs are projected, the way their movies are projected, it gives the impression that the best country in the world is America. But here in Nigeria, we sometimes have songs that project us as if, not only songs, we have songs and new movies, that projects Nigeria in ways that may not necessarily be uplifting to the image of Nigeria. How can we work on that? How can we correct that? How can we make that difference to also give that impression that Nigeria is the best nation in the world? After all, it's a function of perception.
Maybe we're just too real as Nigerians. We bear all. We have very little skeleton to hide. We bear all. Many other countries, like even Indians, for example, if you watch, when we grew up watching Nadine and those Indian movies, you want to go out believing that every woman in India is very pretty. That's where to find the prettiest woman ever, because in their casting, they deliberately look out for the best to put out there. But even with this, in the time, the dynamism is also changing, where people are getting to know now through the use of social media, and there's wide travel. People are not limited, they're not restricted to only what it is that you show them. they go out behind you to go and see as much as possible. So now you begin to sound like a broken record if you repeatedly keep giving all this thing. Remember, for the humans, you always want to extend frontiers. You want to see something else, always. You understand? You keep showing us this gloss-looking faces all of the time. You know, we want something else too. That's why in music, you hear this husky voice kind of stuff, and people go with it sometimes because they are looking to break that monotony of this fine Michael Jackson-like kind of voice. Always, let's hear something else too, or that kind of stuff. So I know what you're talking about of Nigerians going to record videos, like music videos in the slum and showing it out there, or that kind of stuff. Yeah. How are you projecting your nation? But I'm telling you now that whether you do that or not, you understand, especially the Western nations, the developed nations, what they do is that they deliberately like to overemphasize that wrong side of yours, that disgusting side of yours.
So why should you do the same?
So you shouldn't do same, you understand? But right now, as it stands, we have gone past that level now, you understand? We also know their wrong side, their terrible side, you understand? It is projected, we see it too. If you do not see it, some of us see it. But generally, I think we can do a lot better, and we are doing a lot better now.
What can we do? For you as a veteran, what are the things we need to do to build the nation using entertainment? We want tourists to come in?
Right now, they're doing it already, you understand? The quality of movie making has moved from the home video days. Nigerians are already making movies, as in the true sense of movies, that can stand this time anywhere in the world. That's happening already. Our storylines are changing already too, you understand, to more mature and more logical things that make sense. Even our music video production, you understand, can stand the test of time anywhere, you understand, can compete anywhere. You know, back in the days when some of us used to present music video, that's why we were just like locked on showing American music videos always. But at some point, we started, juxtaposing, playing side by side, music made by Nigerians with that made by Americans. Right now, you see a typical Nigerian music video, contemporary Nigerian music video, rank is as good as a video made by Beyonce herself, or that kind of stuff. So there's no much difference. As far as that's what I'm just saying to you in essence is that that's been addressed already. Yeah, we're looking at our most positive sides and projecting it as much as possible. But you cannot blur completely your reality. Even they that want to blur a reality, we're getting past their perspective, looking at things, and we're seeing things the way we want to see it. They can't hide it anymore. So it's all out there. So yeah, I agree. That's why you're here, to make sure you project our best rather than
the other side.
Yes, the other side.
Okay. You're watching Building the Nation on Global TV, Star Times Channel 276. I'm speaking with Kali Ikpe, a veteran entertainer, and also potential. I like that word because I want to call him Dr. Kali Ikpe, but he's not gotten that degree yet. So a potential PhD holder. Let's look at some of the things you've done in the past. You were the one who started the awards for Nigerian music videos. Are you still on that?
Okay, in 2007, I was privileged to have the honor of initiating Nigeria's first ever music video award. Prior to that time, we've not had any. So we started, and it seemed like it was something whose time, as an idea whose time had come. So everybody jumped on it, and I had almost everybody cooperating. So we went on to do it for 10 consecutive times at the Eco Hotels and Suites in Lagos. And we had all of the cooperation. It went quite well. And at some point, we realized that this is actually a vehicle to promote much more than music, not just music, you understand? So let's begin to promote the good ideas. That's when we now launched the peace advocacy stuff on it, to which I have advanced that. I'm going to come back to that. Yeah. We stopped at a point because some things had changed. The dynamics had changed. And we needed to revisit it, to review it. Back in the days, the artists required your platform to showcase their talent. Now, as it were. You require their presence to validate what it is that you're doing. They do not need you that much anymore.
True that.
The internet is here. The social media is here. That's why one artist can tell you that they are more popular than all the TV stations in Nigeria put together. It may seem like an empty boast, but it's actually not very empty. That's why, you see, to do an award ceremony and get the artists to follow the way they did in the past takes a lot more than you invested previously. So to continue to do it and expecting to get that kind of result like you were getting in the past. Let me tell you, even while I would do birthdays, my own birthdays back in the days, you will have even child dedications. I'll have artists attend, come to my home to do all of that. But I never deceived myself to thinking that I'm liked. That's why they so do. It is the platform that they find attractive. So they stay close so they can exploit it.
Yeah, you did have a music channel.
Yeah.
Yes.
A music video program,
A
basically.
music
video program. It wasn't the channel. You're referring to Live Beat.
Yes.
Live Beat was a music entertainment, a foremost music entertainment program.
Okay.
It hadn't, we moved on to try to make it a channel. But when we now looked at what it was that it would take, that we had to ask ourselves, were we very, very ready for all of this kind of stuff right now? You understand? So when I came low on it, not like it is gone completely. So we're working all of that to come up with it beyond music.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that's the Nigeria. So it was found out now with the internet, the music video, Nigerian Music Video Awards had to take a rest. That's what you're saying, and then you started this advocacy. What's the advocacy about? The
advocacy, like I said, that like a fallout from the music video awards then too, we realized that you can actually use these platforms to promote a good culture. So we launched an NGO known as a Youth Culture and Human Dignity Initiative / Kali Vision Initiative for Youth and Good Culture to promote this stuff. We have it and we call it Roads to a Violence-Free Nigeria. And that's coming on the heels of the kind of violence that we're experiencing in the country today, to which even the young people are left out. In fact, they are the most involved, even in terms of being victims or even being perpetrators. So we started this stuff, to which we went ahead to launch a TV program in that regard to, known as Violence Free World, to get iconic persons to lend their voices to the cause. We have so far been able to interview more than 20 state governors, policy makers, even victims themselves all over, organize events. Pardon?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, all of that to try and see what are we trying to do. You know, people who orchestrate violence never get tired of scheming to make sure they can. And besides, violence itself is an industry to which the people that you find most useful to that is the young people, to which our platform, the entertainment platform, appeals to the most. So, okay, let's target this demographic and let's see what it is that we can do with them. But continuously continue to advocate and then talk to them. Yeah.
There seems to be a prevalence of drug use in the entertainment. Reduce the violence that we have?
Well, the best way is to appeal to people's subconsciousness, you understand? Reach out to them. It's not just by arrest, that kind of stuff. Make them see sense in what it is. To this effect, we had a collaboration with NAFDAC some time back, to which we carried out an extensive campaign. It was a very, very expensive one for that matter. And then under the leadership of Dr. Paulo, when he was DG of NAFDAC then, we did all of that to reach out to persons, made the artist talk against all of this kind of stuff. But you see, drug and music has a kind of relationship in the a false narrative that have been pushed out there in the to which younger people coming in, some persons begin to feel that where one way or the other we need to get involved. But that's not the truth. It's a wrong narrative that is being pushed out there by persons who want to make sure that that culture is propagated. That's wrong. That's terrible. So it behooves us, myself, yourself, and some other persons, right-thinking persons, to debunk all of this and let people know that there are persons who are very sane, who have nothing at all to do with drugs, that go out there and still succeed and make a whole lot of sense. On the ordinary, they seem like, oh, these persons are into drugs and that. It's not so. I know I don't want to keep mentioning names right here, but that narrative is a deliberate plot to make sure that that culture is propagated. Yes. So we need to stay on the campaign, no matter how little or how high you go about it, but we must not relent.
If you had a magic wand to change 3 things in the entertainment industry that will help to aid building our nation, Nigeria, what would you do? The entire essence of humanity is respect. And that seems to be declining, to be waning increasingly. I will make sure that at the back of everyone's mind is that thing called respect. Respect for each other, respect even for your trade, respect for even yourself. Once that's in it, once that's paramount for everyone, you begin to see that the industry, you see, it is for lack of respect that an artist can get money from a client to go and do a performance, and last minute, he fails to turn up and says, well, how much did I get from you? 100 million? I got billions, and throw it back at you. So take it. So that's for those who want, that's arrogance, pride, and all of that kind of stuff. But it spells one thing, lack of respect. Both for himself and for his craft.
Yes. So then, professionalism is something that should not be taken for granted. Professionalism is something that should not be taken for granted. But some persons feel that corners can always be cut, and therefore they carry out a wholesome practice that at the end of the day still touch on this same respect thing. Because if you respect yourself, you will know that professionalism is something very, very serious. And it goes for almost everything that is a trade, whether you're just carving out the trade for yourself or not. Then, of course, which is still closer related to the same thing, respect, being nationalistic. Your nation, putting your country first in everything that you do. If you have respect for yourself, you know that you come from somewhere and you need to represent yourself very, very well and represent the person. You're not just for yourself, you are for the rest of the community, for your family, and from your country, for your country. So it's not just about yourself. So all of these things, there are a whole lot of them, you can go on, but I said it revolves on one thing, which is respect.
Well, that's our package today on Building the Nation on Star Times channel. Well, that's our package today on Global TV. The program is Building the Nation, and it's been a pleasure speaking with Kali Ikpe, Doctor in Waiting. I look forward to hosting you some other time to discuss more on how we can help the entertainment industry grow properly, you know, maybe in a more structured way, so that at the end of the day, we can have an entertainment industry that is nationalistic enough to be proud of.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And that's our package today. Thank you so much for joining us on Building the Nation on Global TV, Star Times Channel 276. I'll catch you some other time. My name is Kemi Asheku. Have a great day.
We talk about the Civil War, but we seem to ignore the fact that it was the manipulation of ethno-religious sentiment that eventually boiled over into that tragedy.
I think this is a negative part of what we're experiencing.
No shooting anymore.
We must come together as Nigerians.
We are brothers and sisters. Nigeria first before your politics.